Hello, you lovely infinite beings, right onto your path of exploring the infinite. The unknown is the gateway to your dreams. The unknown is the gateway to the infinite, to your dream life, to your unfulfilled potential, to your infinite potential. The unknown is basically what an upgrade is. Venturing into the unknown means you're going to upgrade your life to the next stage. You've probably heard this kind of statement through one proverb or another, things about get out of your comfort zone. As long as you're being laid back and remaining in your comfort zone, nothing is going to change about your life. Nothing great is going to be achieved into your life. No shift in your reality is going to occur. Get out there and do something unusual, do something uncomfortable to you, because that's where you unlock a new stage in your life. And everything about these kind of statements revolve around one concept, which is the unfamiliar to you, doing what's unfamiliar, doing what's uncomfortable, venturing into the unknown. You see, the thing is that we learn all sorts of things as we're growing up, in our past, as children, as kids. We learn all those kind of values and morals and meanings and purposes and what you should to expect, what you should not expect, and all of these things, they formulate who we become in the future. They formulate the base to our, leaves, the roots to our tree, and that is the subconscious, the software to our conscious functioning. And so we keep functioning out of this software, we keep functioning out of this base for the rest of our lives without noticing, even if it's unintentional or even if it's unconscious to you. That is what's making your experiences, that your beliefs from the past, your experiences from the past are what shapes your experiences in the future. And that's a huge thing, because if you do not actively and intentionally at some point take a step forward to put an end to this kind of automation that you're living through, then your life is keeps replicating your past experiences. You're gonna keep replicating your ancestral experiences, generational conditioning that we go through, and then we keep replicating experiences based on that. But that's not the problem, because this is the kind of life most probably your higher self, your infinite being, has chosen to take, has chosen to live through, in order for you to go through such experiences, to learn such things, and to change such things. And with that kind of change, with the energy, that kind of shifting you go through releases, you aid in the ascension, you aid in the collective awakening and in the collective ascension. And so it's meant for you to go through whatever you've been through in your past. But the thing is, it's on you to evolve, to pass that, to overcome these experiences, to heal yourself, to do the shadow work, to raise your frequency through mindfulness and devotional acts, in order for you to upgrade your life, to unlock your infinite potential. Or else you keep going in cycles, you keep repeating patterns, your life becomes redundant, and then you probably reincarnate and go through the same kind of things until you learn your lesson, until you raise the energy in the manner that aids in the collective. But even what you think you've been through in the past, like oftentimes we even make things out in the past not as according to their real image, because the thing is, something could have happened while we're young or while we're children or babies, and then our interpretation at that time led us to certain emotions because we did not know how to make sense out of things. The ego, which develops around the age of 5 or 4 or 6, starts making sense of things for us, and before that we make sense through our authoritarian figure, our parents or your guardians, or such figure in your life, maybe even preschool. But the thing is, once we start making sense out of things, whatever experience we go through, whatever bad experience. Maybe we've been neglected, maybe you've been bullied, maybe you've been ignored, maybe just a very subtle thing. You went through an experience that did not make you feel good, that did not go per your standards or what you were expecting out of it. And so the ego makes a sense. It has to put out there a meaning in order for it to continue surviving. Because if you don't make sense out of these things, you're gonna be laid back, you're gonna become depressed, you're gonna become reluctant to even live, because you got shocked at an age which you probably could not process what's happened. And so you need to make sense out of it. Things like maybe I'm worthless, okay, so perhaps I'm undeserving, maybe I'm unworthy, I did not deserve this love, I did not deserve this thing. And so with these meanings, maybe they're not true, it's just our interpretation of what's happened in the past. And so whenever we, even after growing up, even as adults, we whenever we recall the memory, we don't recall the actual memory, we recall the feelings attached to the memory. And that's the thing, that's what Dr. Joe Dispenza was talking about. You embellish all of these meanings, memories, you embellish your memories in order to replicate the feelings that you've been through that experience. And you continue living out of that, you continue reaffirming them, reinforcing those beliefs and building on that. And with this, basing on the concept of your beliefs shapes your reality. You become what you believe, or you are what you believe. It's what your subconscious, because no matter how much you try to switch something in your conscious mind into your intentional, but you did not heal the subconscious, then it continues to be a block, it continues to act as an obstacle. And that's how we keep going through patterns, through cyclic patterns, in which you cannot, you find yourself going through those similar experiences every time you have a relationship. It happens to be the same thing, one way or another, in a different way and with different adornments. It's just basically your infinite self trying to give you the lesson in a different form, in order for you to try and understand, to try and overcome this barrier, to go beyond this pattern. Because as long as you do not address it and keep adapting to it, or coping with it, even worse, or even neglecting it altogether, and just living by as if it's something that means nothing in your life, but you just keep it in your life and it goes on. You keep living through meaningless and purposeless and aimless things, relationships, work, diet, habits, lifestyle, because you are afraid to change. You're afraid of venturing into that unknown. You know now, based on your past, based on your memories, you know what to expect, and you know what not to expect from each aspect, and through each kind of experience. And so whatever is not that, you cower in fear from, or you stray away from, or you push it away from you. And that even works on an energetic level, and I speak about that in more detail in my video about attraction and manifestation, and my video about how to shift your energy, or how to change and create your reality. I've spoken about it often on this channel. I'm gonna leave a few links in the description if you're interested to watch them. But every time you an opportunity of upgrade, an opportunity of ascension is provided to you, an opportunity of unlocking an unfulfilled potential is given to you, you push it away, you become fearful, and you start functioning out of survival. You recall your memories and you don't find that there, you don't find that being a thing that you made sense of at a younger age. And so now you've already been habitualized to fear these kind of experiences, and now you push it away, even though this could be everything you've been asking for. And that's why even you could be attracting bad experiences and negative experiences onto yourself as a lesson to teach you that you should change certain aspects about yourself in order for you to be able to actually manifest what you're really desiring. Because if you're internally desiring something and internally aligned with something energetically, yet on the outside, externally, you do nothing about it, every time it's presented to you, you push it away and you continue living in the opposite direction, then you're basically calling into your higher self, into your source, into the universe to give you an experience to make you firmly decide. Because this living through being broken between this side and that side is frustrating to you, is making you suffer, and it's making your life all miserable. And so you call into that third experience. And I often mention, I speak about that a lot on this channel. You can check some of my previous videos about this. But it's also an absolute pattern. It's a common pattern you see everywhere, and even in mentally and physically and emotionally and psychologically, that whenever you are seeking change, whenever you want to change something, whenever you want to gain something, you have to give you have to give up something in return. You have to change something. The universe is only reacting to what you've changed about yourself. Every action has got a reaction. Every energy you release has got an reactive energy that reacts to it. And so whatever you want to change about yourself, about your life, about your purpose, about your potential, you need to start with yourself. You need to take that step. You need to take that unfamiliar and unknown step to you. And whatever is known or familiar is going to keep replicating whatever you've been used to your whole life. It's only going to replicate more of what you know. But if you're envisioning something that's new to you, if you're trying to manifest something that's different than what you've been through before, then you cannot possibly imagine that you can keep doing the same things yet have that different outcome. As Einstein said, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. And it is true, because that's what the universe reacts to. It reacts to your change. You have to align with something in order for it to manifest in your reality. That's basically, there are different techniques in which you can align, but this is the most common. You can just focus on raising your energy through devotion and mindfulness, and that still aligns you with the best version of yourself. And so you're gonna manifest great things and attract, but it depends on whether you on how much you invest your energy in different things. If you fully invest your energy, your and frequency in devotional acts and mindfulness and connecting to the infinite, then sure, you're definitely gonna manifest whatever you desire, whatever is best, whatever gives you that feeling of fulfillment, of being content, of being aligned with your purpose. And so whenever you're presented with an opportunity to venture into the unknown, you should very much seize it. You should very much give up, overcome those holding back feelings, those feelings and emotions and fear that's holding you back, and start living out of trust. This is actually living out of survival, based on reacting based on fear and your past experiences. This is out of survival because you've learned to live out of that. You've learned that by doing this, you have the best rate of survival. You have the best probability of surviving. That's the ego. It's all made up things by the ego. And so you continue living out of survival, but now you have learned to survive very well. You've known everything about survival, and so you should ascend, you should evolve into the next step and start living out of trust, out of curiosity, out of free will, out of freedom, not being bound by your past experiences, not being bound but what has you've been conditioned to by your ancestral traumas, and start living life as it's meant to be. And life as it's meant to be is not just what you've been conditioned to or familiarized with. It's much more. The life out there is grandiose, and there is much more left for you to explore. There is lots of unfulfilled potential, lots of unclaimed value and meaning and purpose for you to claim. And so, in order to receive that, you need to upgrade your life, you need to upgrade your vibrational frequency, you need to raise that frequency and align with what's meaningful. And with that, you need to change something, you need to do something unfamiliar. You need to do so. Whenever you're presented with something that feels uncomfortable to you, you take it, you know that this is, and you know, even keep it in your mind on daily basis, on everything, small steps, because small changes leads to big changes and leads to big results. And so with small changes, you start by doing small uncomfortable things, small things that feel unfamiliar to you on daily basis. You start aligning yourself with the concept of change, with being an intentional living conscious living being, rather than functioning out of a reactive state, out of a survival state, or out of what feels familiar. Okay, I know when I can do this, I know this is what I should do, because it's been programmed deep down in our software, in our subconscious. But when you start doing what's opposite to that, what's different to that, what's unfamiliar to you, what you feel your body being reluctant to, because it's whatever is unfamiliar, whatever it's unknown to the body, to our generational conditioning, the body is naturally gonna stray away from, is naturally is gonna be reluctant to act upon that kind of thing. And so whenever you feel that, notice it and be very observant of yourself. And when you notice this kind of thing, do it. Know that by doing, if you have two choices to make, take the one that seems unfamiliar to you, because that one is going to lead to different outcome than what you've been going through and expecting your whole life. And so if you want to claim that new life, if you want to shift your reality, your existence, your energy, in essence, then you do start by yourself. And basically, I mean, you know, do that on a personal level. You know, start shifting yourself. Don't keep acting in the same way, don't keep doing the same things, because they always lead to the same result. And remember, by giving up things and by changing things, you open space, whether it's in your energetic field, whether it's in your records, whether it's in your karmic cycles, or even psychologically. You open space for new things to venture, to come into your life. You open space for more experiences, different experiences. And so it's always in your best interest to act against your conditioning, against your programmed, wired brain mindset. And also the energy you release, the raise in your vibrational frequency that you implement by sacrificing, by giving up things that you're very used to, that your body and your ego and your biological aspect is very attached to. You know, you're detaching from the 3D, you're detaching from this life and connecting to a higher dimension. And with that, you raise that frequency, you release that kind of energy, and this kind of energy alone is able to manifest miracles. And that's how you shift your reality. It's all through the unknown. The unknown is actually a portal, it's a gateway towards the infinite, towards your unfulfilled infinite potential. And so never fear it. It's always there for you. It's always there as a test by your infinite being, because nothing meaningful comes that easy. And so if you want to if you want to live your dream life, if you want to live your purpose, if you want to aid in the collective awakening and ascension, then you must release that kind of energy. You should take that step, you should take that leap of faith, because that's what's gonna change everything about your life. And that is the reality and purpose that you are wishing so deeply to align with and manifest in your reality. So keep doing your best and keep doing that change. We're meant to change, we're meant to evolve. Our infinite images choose one kind of life and then expect us to continually change through it in order to raise that vibration, to raise that energy and frequency in order to ascend into higher dimensions, and that's what you're naturally meant to. But all our conditionings and upbringing and societal standards and parental standards lead us into a very different direction. That's what the survival ego is trying to do in this life. That's what how we evolved as a 3D species. With that being said, I wish you the best of blessings on your journey. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more of this.